how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
He was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just say? I got the fuck away from him because I was like, this nigga.
What 50 Cent is about to reveal might change everything you thought you knew about Hollywood. And this is going to really end with questions you might not be ready to face. So, from Aaron Carter's cries for help to the alleged scandals involving Diddy, here is everything going on that you need to know. Aaron Carter's life looked perfect on the outside. By his teenage years, he was a global icon, releasing hit albums and performing for thousands of fans. At one point, his fortune was estimated to be over $550 million, which is an unimaginable amount for someone so young. But beneath the fame and money, Aaron faced struggles that fame couldn't fix. As a child star, Aaron experienced what many others in Hollywood have quietly endured. Allegedly, the entertainment industry exposed him to a toxic environment where he was manipulated and, as some claim, abused by powerful figures. These allegations are not unique to Aaron. Hollywood has long been accused of preying on young stars, and Aaron's story is another painful example of this pattern. According to reports, he begged for help repeatedly, asking for financial support to hire security and move somewhere safe. He claimed that people were after his life and setting him up, but his pleas often went unheard.
I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, you look like you have AIDS, you should go die. I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans.
Aaron spoke openly about his struggles in interviews and on social media. He mentioned that even his family had turned against him. His mental health was deteriorating, and he lived in constant fear for his safety.
And now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because what I did...
He claimed that major companies, like Sony Records, owed him millions of dollars and suggested that these debts might have played a role in the threats against him. Aaron's paranoia grew so intense that authorities were sent to his home to check on him after someone reported he might harm himself. The pressures of his career and the lack of support seemed to take a significant toll.
Trying to kill me off, and I'm begging you and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself.
One of the most heartbreaking aspects of Aaron's story is how his pain mirrored the experiences of other young stars in Hollywood. Justin Bieber faced similar challenges. Bieber's manager, Scooter Braun, introduced him to influential figures in the industry, including Diddy. Allegations surrounding Diddy are some of the most disturbing in Hollywood's history. He has been accused of manipulating and exploiting young artists, including both Bieber and Carter. In interviews, Justin Bieber has alluded to uncomfortable experiences during his rise to fame.
Man. Minute. Woo. Okay. Okay. All right.
At one point, Diddy even gained legal guardianship over Bieber for 48 hours, a period that has sparked much speculation. Bieber has shared stories of being pressured by industry insiders, and footage exists of him showing visible discomfort during interactions with powerful figures. Both Bieber and Carter appeared to have been caught in a system that prioritized profit over their well-being. Aaron Carter's cries for help were echoed by others who had similar experiences in the entertainment industry. Justin Bieber and other stars have been linked to allegations of abuse and manipulation, often at the hands of the same individuals. These patterns reveal a deeply troubling culture in Hollywood, where young talent is exploited for the benefit of those in power. The so-called flavor camp was reportedly a space where underage performers were exposed to inappropriate situations, often under the guise of mentorship or training.
Flavor camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled.
Usher also spoke about his experiences with Diddy. At the age of 13, Usher was reportedly sent to live with Diddy as part of his career development. In interviews, Usher has described witnessing activities he didn't understand at the time. He has referred to his time in Diddy's world as confusing and unsettling, though he didn't fully grasp the implications until he was older. The connection between Usher's experiences and those of Justin Bieber suggests a cycle of exploitation that spans generations. Family members, managers, and industry professionals who should have looked out for Carter's best interests often turned a blind eye. In some cases, they may have even contributed to the exploitation. Aaron himself acknowledged that he felt betrayed by those closest to him, including his family, who he claimed were more interested in his money than his well-being.
And
he was drinking lean in the interview?
I mean, he tried to deny it, but it was like super purple. He's got a double cup. I don't know what else it would have been, but you know, he's just kind of like slurring his speech. And
despite his struggles, Aaron Carter continued to fight for his voice to be heard. He repeatedly warned that if anything happened to him, it would not be an accident. His words have become haunting in light of his untimely death, which many believe was the result of years of neglect and abuse.
Bombshell announcement amid the mounting lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. Houston rapper 50 Cent announced yesterday that he's the executive producer of a docu-series about the sexual assault and abuse.
50 Cent has long voiced concerns about Diddy, often ridiculed or dismissed for his claims. Now, with the announcement of a Netflix docu-series spearheaded by Jackson, the spotlight shines brightly on the alleged crimes, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and assault. This project promises a deep dive into decades of misconduct, unraveling more than just surface-level headlines and providing voices to those silenced. Hollywood and the rap industry have always harbored secrets. From the inception of silent films to the modern-day music industry, the power dynamics have often tilted in favor of those willing to exploit them. Many argue that this culture isn't limited to a few bad actors, but is systemic. Allegations against him are both vast and shocking. Victims have come forward with stories of coercion, abuse, and assault, many dating back to when they were minors. One particularly harrowing account involves a minor who was allegedly invited to meet Diddy in private under the pretense of discussing their future in the music industry. Once isolated, the encounter turned into a nightmare, with the victim forced to perform inappropriate acts. Other victims describe being drugged at parties, waking up to find themselves violated, and suffering physical trauma. These stories aren't just isolated incidents. They reflect a pattern of predatory behavior. The sheer scale of the allegations is staggering.
If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great...
Over 100 victims have reportedly come forward, with Houston-based lawyer Tony Busby leading the charge and representing many of them. The lawsuits accuse Diddy and his associates of heinous crimes, painting a chilling picture of what transpired at his infamous parties. These gatherings, often described as freak-offs, were allegedly orchestrated to exploit guests under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Some victims recount being recorded without consent, with tapes later used for blackmail. The fear surrounding these tapes is palpable, especially among Hollywood elites, politicians, and even international figures who attended these events.
Cassie Ventura's public comments coming just days after CNN exclusively obtained the graphic surveillance.
In late 2023, Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit alleging a decade of physical and emotional abuse. The accusations included coercion into non-consensual acts, forced drug use, and physical violence. Although the case was quickly settled, it led to a series of other lawsuits against Combs.
This lawsuit, right? Lil Rod, he also alleges that, Diddy, he will grope his genitals and he will grope his...
Further lawsuits include claims by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer who accused Combs of harassment, drugging, and threats during his employment.
A huge win for a Michigan inmate in his legal battle against disgraced hip-hop producer and rapper Sean Diddy Combs.
Everything that you're looking at, they're all tied in together. Every part, as crazy as this seems, is outrageous.
Also, Derek Lee Cardello Smith alleged assault by Combs at a party in the late 1990s. These cases are part of a broader legal storm involving 18 civil lawsuits and federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, which Combs has denied.
I mean, 1,001 bottles of baby oil, that might be enough to cover TD cakes. I know it's definitely enough to submerge Khaled up to his chest. Now you put him and Rose in there, you might need to go hit another truck.
There probably is a shortage somewhere.
The worst and disgusting controversy surrounding Diddy and the 1,000 bottles of baby oil centers on allegations related to his lifestyle and criminal charges. According to a federal indictment, authorities found these bottles, along with other items, during searches of his properties. The baby oil was reportedly used during freak-offs, which were elaborate and coercive sexual gatherings allegedly involving sex workers and drugs like ketamine and GHB. Prosecutors claim these items were part of an environment designed to control and exploit participants. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, has dismissed the significance of the baby oil, suggesting that bulk purchasing for his large homes explains its presence. He also questioned the accuracy of the 1,000-bottle claim. Costco denied selling baby oil in bulk, challenging the lawyer's explanation. Many of us are reportedly worried about being implicated, whether or not they were directly involved in criminal activities. The tapes, allegedly numbering in the hundreds, are said to capture everything that occurred in Diddy's residences, raising questions about who knew what and when. We still argue that the silence from many in the entertainment industry speaks volumes. Some of the accusations go beyond personal misconduct, suggesting systemic corruption.
With the ego problem, wanted to shoot a gun into a club. And I've had to deal with a lot since then. I've had to deal with a whole ton of stuff.
For example, Natanya Rubin, who claims she was shot by Diddy in a 1999 club incident, has expressed frustration with how the legal system has handled his case. Despite evidence and testimonies, many believe Diddy's wealth and influence have shielded him from accountability. Rubin's willingness to undergo surgery to remove bullet fragments from her skull underscores her determination for justice. Courtney Burgess, a witness who has testified before a grand jury, has claimed possession of 8 videotapes implicating Diddy in acts of abuse against minors. Despite the mounting evidence, Diddy's supporters have defended him, claiming that the allegations are motivated by greed or a desire for attention. But such defenses fail to address the consistency of the accusations. The Netflix docuseries helmed by 50 Cent is poised to be a turning point in this story. While the series may not provide all the answers, it will undoubtedly raise critical questions about power, complicity, and the cost of turning a blind eye. Now, whatever your thoughts are, just write them down below. And while you're down there, make sure to give you a like and also smash that subscribe button for more such content.